Hello, my name is Angel Mandujano Guevara. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the academic coach for academic and career advising here at Pacific University. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about college credits and time management and some things you should know as you're getting ready to come into Pacific. The first thing you're probably wondering is how many classes will I take or should I take? And the real question you should be asking is how many credits do you need to take? Credits are how we measure full-time student enrollment here at Pacific University. And to be considered full-time, students have to take a minimum of 12 credits. And students typically take anywhere from 12 to 18 credits a semester. And the reason why we say you should think about how many credits you're going to take is because credits vary by classes, anywhere from half a credit to 4 credits a class. And because they vary by classes, students can have a number of courses that don't actually add up to other majors outside of their own. So for example, a music major can take 7 courses, while a chemistry major can take 4 courses, but their total number of credits can add up to around 14 to 16 credits a semester. The other thing is you want to think about what it might look like if you take less than 12 credits or more than the average 18 credits. At Pacific, like I said, 12 credits are considered full-time, and taking less than 12 credits can actually impact some of the things you're involved in at Pacific. So first, if you're an athlete who's here to participate in D3 sports, that can impact your eligibility to play for Pacific University. It can also impact your financial aid package. And what I mean by that is some of the aid that's granted to students might be dependent on full-time enrollment status. And that's something that we always encourage students to actually talk through with a financial aid advisor as they're considering taking less than 12 credits so that they can see if their financial aid package will be impacted at all. Taking less than 12 credits also has to be approved by an academic advisor. So we also encourage students to, aside from having that conversation with a financial aid advisor, to have a conversation with their academic advisor to see if 12 credits is something that's needed, what circumstances would warrant taking less than 12 credits, and if that impacts your timeline of the 4-year guarantee here at Pacific University. If you're planning on taking more than 18 credits, just know that that is a really heavy load. There's a reason why 18 credits is the maximum credits a student can take while they're here at Pacific. And there's also other things that kind of come into that. Pacific's tuition structure is actually built so that your tuition is charged evenly between your 2 semesters. So if you take anything over 18 credits, you can actually be billed additionally for each credit you take on top of those 18 credits, right? So that's another conversation that should be had with a financial aid advisor if you're planning to take more than 18 credits. And again, if you plan to take under 12 credits, that has to be approved by an academic advisor. And if you're planning to take more than 18 credits, that also has to be approved by an academic advisor. Now you might be, for some of you who are coming in from high school straight into the university, you might be thinking, what's the difference between what I did in high school and what I'll be doing while I'm in college? High school really teaches you the skills you need to study and work on assignments and take exams. A university setting, whether it's a community college, whether it's a public 4-year institution or a private 4-year institution, puts those skills to practice. You're in control of when you study, of meeting deadlines and learning the material. A class is just a way to facilitate some of that learning and collaborative styles of learning. So that's really the biggest difference here. So you're in charge of that whole method of managing your time to be able to do all those different things and learn the content that you need to learn. So what can you expect from your classes? 4 classes probably doesn't sound like much given the time you had 7 to 8 classes in person. For those of you who participated in remote learning, you might be expecting something similar to doing remote classes throughout the last 1.5 years. That's not necessarily the case. Every credit expects about 2 to 3 hours of homework a week or more. So one 4-credit course can actually require anywhere from 8 to 12 hours of homework a week. And that's because that can be things like readings, supplemental learning materials, assignments, or other things. So just keep that into consideration that these classes once you add them all up together, are kind of like taking a full-time job. And so it's important that you plan accordingly and keep yourself on the mark of how you need to complete things. So what resources can you use to succeed in your classes? Moodle is a big one. Moodle is where you're going to find a lot of your class content, things like exams, readings, and all of those types of things if they're posted online. And that's your student portal. That's where you're taking the exams, you're completing the homework, and finding all of those things. But Moodle actually has a feature that has all of your assignments and due dates on a calendar. And so you can actually export that calendar from Moodle to either put it onto your phone calendar if you use that and use it frequently, or your Google Calendar. Every student at Pacific University has that Gmail suite, and so use that to your advantage. Put your Moodle calendar into your Google Calendar so you can start planning out what things are due, how they're coming up, and how you need to strategize around what you're turning in, when you're turning it in, how you're studying, when you're studying, and preparing for all those different types of things. You can also take advantage of tutoring here at Pacific University, and that's something that's available to any student at any time. If you feel like you don't find a tutor that's for your courses, we can actually work with you and work with your department to really find a tutor that might be best for you. And even working through your department would be best because you're finding someone directly from there. Always take notes, whether that's digitally or writing them out. Sometimes doing both works fine for some students, but always know that that's something that you can take advantage of and do. And of course, always, 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 academic coaching here at Pacific University is welcome for any and all students. Academic coaching isn't something that's limited to students who aren't doing well in classes. Even an A+ student can use academic coaching just to help them find some better strategies of time management. And so it's really crucial for you to use academic coaching as early as you can so that you're able to meet all of your needs throughout the academic year. So please take advantage of things like Moodle, the calendar app on your phone, the Google Suite that you have, things to Pacific, taking notes either in person or on paper, not in person, in paper or on a Google Doc or Microsoft OneNote. Tutoring is always a great resource. And of course, academic